Alright, I think we are back. Sorry about that. I had not set up my audio settings correctly on the OBS. But anyway, welcome to the channel. We will be flying the newly released, well, not anymore newly released, but the new Fenix A321 from Wellington NZWN to NZAA, which is Auckland, I think. I've downloaded this new livery from flightsim.to, so cheers to the creator. Really good, very detailed. I'm sure this is not a real world livery because I think it's the real one is an A320 Neo. By the way, you can see how extreme the winds are today, right here by our engines windmilling. And we look at the weather report and all that, but it is kind of crazy out here in New Zealand today. So it's going to be an amazing flight. Let's not get any more delayed from our flight plan and let's get going. So first thing I'm gonna do is tap and import our flight plan. We only have 25 minutes, so let's start boarding right away. And we're gonna have GSX board for us. There we go. Okay, so boarding is gonna start. I'm gonna let it do its thing. Alright, that is good. Make sure all our forward and aft cargo doors are open. This door is fine. Okay, looks good. So we have 25 minutes to finish all of this and get out of here. So let's get our airplane prepping as well. We'll turn on the battery 1 on, battery 2 on, get the external power connected, and before doing anything else, I'm going to just switch the adderus to align so that it starts aligning, because that will take at least 7 minutes to complete. While all of this is going on, let's keep going down here and finish our overhead flows. Crew supply oxygen can come on. Wipers are off. Throttle position is 0. Flaps 0. Speed brakes are good. So the fuel truck is here, so it's going to fuel first, and then the cargo will be filled up. All right, so this panel is done. Going from the top here, engine 1 fire test, engine 2 fire test, and the APU fire test. Everything looks good. I'm going to turn the fuel pumps on even though they are fueling. Ideally you would keep them off until they finish fueling and then refueling and then turn them on, but that's fine for this flight. Coming down, nothing to do here, nothing to do here. Nav lights can come on, wing lights can come on, and no smoking signs to auto, emergency lights to on. And that should be it for our overhead panel flow. Going back to the ATSU menu, AOC menu, let's initialize our flight. Hopefully we won't be that late because we still have 23 minutes and I think boarding should be quick. We are not going that heavy today. Oh well, yeah. We are quite full, so should be fine. Do I need to set the fuel quantity? I thought I already did. It is refueling. Yeah, I don't know why it's asking me to set the desired fuel quantity. Just a glitch in GSX. GSX is always a hit or miss. Sometimes pushes you back in weird directions too. Okay, so flight initialization is done. I'm gonna go to the init page and hit init request. That should fill up our flight plan, and I'm going to pull up our flight plan. Actually, you know what, let's just pull it up from the EFB here. Pilot brief, cost index is going to be 5, flight level 310. So cost index 5 and flight level 310. Oops, 310. And our flight number today is going to be ANZ 764 as always. and we'll go to the wind request. That should fill up the wind aloft data here, which will help it in calculating the VNAV climb profile. Our ground temperature today is, you can either check it from here, actually it's 16, or you can just check it from the meta report. I think it is correct, 16. Okay, so that is 16. Going back to our flight plan, so this is how I usually do it. Diff rip is the little code that you can follow: data, init, flight plan, radio, and then init again, and then fuel predictions, secondary flight plan, and then at the end you can do performance, because by that time you'll have your final load sheet and everything. So D and I is done. Now that's F. NZW and departure, I think we are taking 34 because the winds are from 360, I believe, and we have quite extreme winds today. 34 UP LUD 1P. Okay, and what's our transition? RUSIL. Do we even have that one? Yes, we do. Perfect. So that should be good. No discontinuities there. And then at the end, arrival is going to be 23 left. We'll check the weather because it's changing quite a bit today. 23 left, Davy 7C. So there's 23 left, and then Dave 7C. That should be good. Let's see if we have the full flight plan here. Okay, so we have a discontinuity at the end between SNAX and MRAG, but that's completely fine because, let me open up chat in case there's someone in there. Okay, but that's completely fine because we have our VNAV altitude restriction of 3000 feet here, so it's going to be able to calculate the Moez Ali says, love to watch your videos. Thanks a lot, man, and welcome to the live stream. Thank you for all the support on my videos, and I've seen you comment on a couple of them, so thanks a lot for supporting the channel. So yeah, what I was saying is, that's our flight plan, and since we have an altitude restriction here or before this, it is still going to be able to calculate our top of descent just fine. So I'm going to deal with this discontinuity later on. Apart from that, we are good, so I think it's fine. Actually, you know what, yeah, I'll just deal with it later. It's fine. Still refueling, you can see. So flight plan is done. Radio navigation, we don't need to fill anything in. Fuel prediction, I'm waiting. Usually what I do is I just wait for the boarding to complete, and then I get my ZFW and MAC ZFW from here and fill that into fuel prediction. Pretty sure there's other ways to do this, but that's just what I do. Should be a company message, which I believe should be the preliminary load sheet, but again, this will be wrong. This will not be correct. So you can do your takeoff calculations and stuff with this one, but it's best to just wait until everything is complete, until the cargo loading and stuff is complete, and then you can just fill this in with your final numbers. And then the only thing that remains now is, once you're done filling this out, you can go to the initialization page and put your block fuel in, which we know what it is. It's 16.76. So we can put that in 16. Actually, it's 737. So they didn't fill it up all the way. 16.73. That goes in. And then once we put in our ZFW and ZFWCG in here, that should carry over to the init page as well, and it will calculate all our times here. Okay, So that looks good. Next thing, the only thing left is now the takeoff performance. So we can do that real quick actually, and then we'll verify that later on. So let's sync the preliminary load sheet. We don't have any rains today. Oh nice, the weather is actually clearing out. So hopefully people don't feel that I clickbaited them into this extreme weather video, because when I logged in it was very dense, cloudy, and things were looking pretty bad. But I think the winds are still not good. Let's check the meta report real quick. Yeah, see, let me refresh it. 340 at 28, gusting 45 knots. So it is definitely very windy. They've started boarding, well, they've started filling the cargo up. I love just sitting and watching GSX doing its thing. It's stunning how our engine is windmilling. It's almost like it's already starting up because of the wind. Okay, let's keep going with our prep here. So IRS is aligned. We have our flight plan here. Moaz Ali says people should know about real weather. This is not GTA. Yeah, that is true. Which reminds me, GTA 6 is releasing, what is it, end of this year? Sorry, no, is it end of this year or is it end of next year? Oh, look at that. Look at that thing. Did you guys see that thing pass right through? The cargo truck just passed right between the wheels here. But yeah, I'm excited for GTA 6. Okay, what was I doing? Departure. Let's sync the preliminary load sheet, sync the weather. Moaz Ali says early 2025. Ah, okay, early 2025. Still not that far off. And I believe it is going to release only on PS5 to start with, and then later on we'll have it on PC, which is kind of disappointing because I don't have a PS5 or any gaming console. So I was expecting that we'll just have it right away on the PC, but seems like we don't. Okay, so we are doing flaps 3 takeoff today. Any intersection? So we have 5,000. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I do want to force toga today. There's no way I'm not forcing toga. And Moaz Ali says I have PS5. Nice. You are going to have fun then, as soon as it releases. There was a time when my roommate had PS5 actually. I could have played if I was staying at the old place, but I remember there was a time when they were not even able to find any PS5s at Best Buy or any other stores. But yeah, that's disappointing that we don't have it on PC right away. By the way, whoever's watching, do you guys see a lot of lag on stream, or are the frame rates and everything good? Okay, let's recalculate this because okay, aircraft loaded. Force toga, yes, I want to force toga. Let's also sync final load sheet so that we have our final numbers. Okay, so flaps went to 2 and speeds are 128, 132, 135. It's going to be a tight one, but we'll see how it goes. We're going to have to use all of the runway. Okay, so that is done. All the takeoff data and everything is loaded. Now let's go to the fuel prediction page, and here let's go to our mass imbalance page. 138.84, 21.8, 138.84 and 21.8. So that is filled in, so it should calculate our fuel predictions here. So let's pull some of the numbers from our flight plan. Where is it? There we go. Alternates is 6.8. Is it 0.6? I always get confused. And the final reserve is 2.2. Alternate is 0.6. I don't know. I think it's 0.68. Is it going to calculate that time again? And final reserve is leave it at 2.2. Yeah, I don't know this part of the FMC very well, so I always mess it up, but I think we should be fine. Okay, but all of those calculations are done. Flight plan is set. Company message, that should be the final load sheet. Accept. And then here we can set our final altitude, which is 310. Yeah, 310. Because we don't have ATC online today, so we are gonna just go for final altitude. Okay, so since boarding is done and all the doors are closed, looks like they are, we can start the APU, and I'm excited for you guys to hear the APU sounds because I absolutely love them. 9 minutes to go. Not bad at all. Beacon lights on, seatbelt signs on, and let's start the APU. You can even hear those igniters. Man, that sounds so good. And once the APU starts and we turn on APU bleed, it should transfer the power, and GSX pretty much does everything else for us. Interrupt pushback, no, because we are already done. The jetways are going away. Yes, we are. APU bleed can come on. Ignition switches will go to start later. Let's let them lock everything in. You know what we did forget? Forget to set the altimeter. It's 997. Glad I remembered that. Weather did really clear out quite a bit. It was extremely cloudy and stormy when I logged in. Okay, locking gear. We are gonna do a nose left and tail right. Yes, please. Release parking brakes, ignition switches to start. Let's start engine 2 first. Let's listen to it from the outside. Hopefully it doesn't. These are IAE engines. No, these are CFM. That's the CFM version, because I did not find. What is GSX exactly doing? I did not find the livery for IAE engines. I did want to fly IAE, but there were no Air New Zealand liveries for IAE. Rahul is here. Rahul, do you want to fly? I was going to ask you, but I thought it would be too early for you. We'll let these guys go. Engine 1 is now starting up. Okay, let's blast them with some lights. Both engines are on. APU bleed off. APU master off. Strobe lights are on auto. No smoking, and seatbelt signs on. Overhead is clear. Auto brakes set to max. Spoilers armed. Engine start switches to normal. Flaps, I believe we were on 2. Yes. So flaps 2. Rahul says GSX profiles. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I haven't downloaded any GSX profiles for these things, for these airports. Okay, flaps set to 2. Transponder is good, and we do a quick takeoff config check. It says normal and good. Moez Ali says, have you ever flown the PMDG 737-800? Today I bought this plane, and so I have flown it on P3D, but I never ended up buying the 800 and 900. I thought 900 came out as well, but I never ended up buying the 800 or any other versions of PMDG 737. I only have the one that they released first, which was 737-700. So I've only flown that one, but I've flown the 800 on P3D, and I like that. Yeah, I like it more than whether I like it more than Phoenix or not. Yeah, I like landing the 737 more than landing the Airbus, any Airbus for that matter, because I still somehow haven't figured out how to not float on the Airbus. There was a point of time where I had gotten better at the landings, but then I still consistently could not land without floating. So that's why I kind of agree with Moez when he says that I like flying 737 more. Yes, I like flying 737 600, 700, 800, any of them more than the A320 family, just because I can land them better. Moez says same here, landing in Boeing more. Yeah, definitely. Landing in Boeing is a lot more fun than landing this one, because you'll see today, like, we have a lot of winds today, and I'm so confident that I'm going to mess up this landing, but we'll see how it goes. I think I know what to do now from 3 or 4 landings that I've done on this airplane before. Is that you just, as soon as it says 20, well, you cut off the throttle at 30 and then don't flare too much, because as soon as it switches to as soon as the FMA mode switches to flare, it is going to push your nose up just a bit anyway. So, but I don't know, like, I'm talking like I know my thing, but I'll probably mess it up at the end. Definitely having to put some throttle in, or maybe it's because it's CFM. A lot of talking going on in the cabin. Rahul says 30 feet begin the flare, 20 feet cut throttle, works. We'll try that today. Yesterday when I did my landing at LAX, when you were watching, I think I cut my throttle at 30 feet and then started flare at 20 and then overflared at 20. So that's what led to switch on SDS. Yes, I forgot to do that. Let's go to the holding point and do that. I don't know where that SDS mode is. Can you help me find it? I don't really know where it is. Is it in config calibration somewhere? Let's actually do it right now. SDS config. Oh, it's in EFB. Okay. EFB where though? Bro is like not there. Bro, where? Which, like, is it in sim settings? Fenix airplane settings in EFB. Airplane modifiable settings. Go to Fenix airplane settings in the, let me pause here. Moez Ali is asking what is SDS. I'll let Rahul explain what is SDS, because I have no clue. See in the bottom right section, Moez Ali is saying, see the bottom right section where to set TR. TARA is already set, so I think we are good on that. Side stick damping system. Rahul says SDS is side stick damping system. Whatever that means. Okay, let's find that. So you're saying it's in Fenix airplane settings in sim settings as EFB mount controls. Oh, SDS, there we go. What is it what is it exactly going to do? Do I need to turn on rudder damping? Or is rudder damping fine? Let me also mess with my controls and make sure everything is good. So sensitivity, so minus 20% on all of them, dead zones 3%, which is fine. And then where's my rudder access? It's this one, and that is minus 35. I think they recommend going to at least minus 40, so I'm gonna do that because we'll need all the rudder. Okay, I think SDS is enabled. We are going to nail this landing. Let's see. Okay, with actual pedals you don't need rudder damping, but I'm not using actual pedals, so do I need it then? I mean, I definitely don't need it for this flight. For the takeoff, I mean. Okay, we are ready for takeoff. I think we can go ahead and just do a rolling takeoff. Landing lights are on. Takeoff config is normal. Parking brakes off. Let's go. Let me fix my view. Okay, let's go. I'm going to manually fly for at least a bit. You know what? I want to check what the transition altitude is. Should be on any departure. 13,000. Okay, sounds good. Okay, sterile cockpit. Let's do a rolling takeoff. Actually, no. Let's not do a rolling takeoff because we already know the runway is short. So let's try to brake and get to our 50%, 60% N1 and then go from there. I'll get to the chat once we're up. Okay. That's 50%. Unstable. Mantoga. SRS runway. Airspeed is alive. Shouldn't have a problem getting off from here. Yep. Should be completely fine. V1, rotate. Get up, get up, get up. Get up. Let's fly manually until that turn at least. Feel it out. Ooh, look at that view. Throttle lever to climb. By the way, I don't have any detents on my throttle, so I have to like manually sweep it and see where the climb detent is. Look at that wind. 44 knots of wind at what, 2,500 feet? Holy. Hey, flaps up. And autopilot on. Since flaps are up, not fully. I forgot we were on flaps too. Okay, now flaps up. Since flaps are up, we can also disarm the ground spoilers and admire some wing views. Okay, back to chat. Rahul says I have my aileron sensitivity a bit lower than 20. It's just too twitchy at low altitude. I feel like for me 20 is fine, because if I increase it any more, like if I dampen it any more, then it looks really it feels really laggy. Like it feels like I'm flying A380 instead of 21. SDS includes a reactivity and damping simulation to emulate the dynamics of the real side stick and to translate those as best as possible to your home joystick. Okay. Despite this, MSFS has an overactive ground effect, so you'll not need much flare compared to the real thing. Yeah, that I agree. And the thing is, I always tend to flare more because in real world flying, you have to flare a lot. At least on the 172, I have to flare quite a bit in order for that thing to not just like slam on the runway, because there's a lot of speed to bleed out. Even if you are on your approach speed of like 60 knots, when you flare, you'll see that you won't settle on the runway until you hit like 40 knots or something. So that's what, 20 knots to bleed off. And I'm talking about having like a butter landing. If you want minus 300 FPM or something, then yeah, you can just put it down. Maybe I can share one of those landing videos here and show you guys how much I had to pull on the stick. Let me pull it out. Let me see if I have it. Landing. I have a hood view, but I don't have. Let's see. Maybe this one. Yeah, I think this one should be. Sorry about that. Let me bring this up on my main screen. I'll show you guys. Before that, are we at 10,000, 13,000? You know what? I'm gonna switch it to standard right now. And landing lights can go on because we are at 10,000. Runway turn-off lights can go off. Seatbelt signs can go off. It seems very stable. Okay, so we are now good. We can just chill, watch some real world flying videos. Okay, so this was one of my landings at Greenwood. Again, perfectly on the glide slope and everything. And then yeah, I try to hit the threshold maybe at like 30 feet or something, I don't know. But this one I think I was a little low. Towards the end I was a little low. And then I start, so right from here I'd already started leveling out. And then here I leveled out too much, and then I realized, okay, I need to drop a little bit. So there was some aileron, some elevator drop there, and then all the way from here, exactly here to the end, I'm just literally just pulling. By the way, you can see another guy taking off and flying on the left corner here. Yeah, I'm just pulling, and that sound that you hear, the pa 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 sound, that's basically just I think that was the stall horn. Yeah, that was the stall horn for sure. Raul says, by the way, MSFS realistic, turbulence is unrealistic. Leave that at, yes, I have that at low. Yes, yeah, I remember you telling me that if you leave it at realistic, I had trouble even clicking on buttons in the cockpit when I left it at realistic because it was just too much. Moise Ali says, cool. Yeah, this is from, I think, my stage 2, somewhere around my stage 2 check for my private pilot. I don't have any other videos. I thought I had a couple of landing videos, but for some reason it's just not finding them. But yeah, anyway, the point was that it takes a lot of pulling on the stick in real world to land a Cessna 172 at least. Rahul says that runway is narrow. Oh, you should look at, you think that runway is narrow? You should look at, what is this city right near Green? Let me open up 4Flight. 4Flight web. Franklin, yes. Franklin is the city. Let me bring that up here. So that's 4Flight, and I usually fly out of Greenwood, which is right here. If you take off from, oh look, really good weather to fly today. 0 knots wind, scattered 6,000 overcast. Really good weather to fly today. So if you take off from Greenwood and keep going south here, you will see Franklin somewhere. Franklin Flying Field, this one. Really narrow, extremely narrow. I would say that Greenwood runway is double in width compared to the Franklin Flying Field 3FK. What I usually do is I fly from Greenwood to Shelbyville, practice landings there, and then come back to Greenwood. Or if I want to do a long cross country, I would fly from Greenwood up to Marion, and then Marion to Columbus, because Columbus has Class B airspace, so you can get some ATC comm practice when you go to Columbus, and then back from Columbus to Greenwood. So that does, all of these legs are I think 50 miles. So this one to Marion is 60 some miles, and then coming back is like 70 some, and then going back is Greenwood. Rahul is asking how much per hour. So let me pull it up. Jeff Air, yeah, I forgot the name. So it varies according to the airplane, but you can roughly get a Cessna 172 at like 165 to 175 per hour, and this is wet rent, so includes fuel and everything. You don't have to pay any fuel surcharge like it says here. But if you go for something advanced, like with really good avionics and stuff, like for example this one 2022 172 with the G1000, I don't think I've flown this one. They haven't listed out the tail number on this, but my favorite airplane was this one, November 739 Tango Romeo. Old school, all analog, but I loved flying this one. I think I gave my check ride in this one. Yeah, my check ride was in 739 Tango Romeo. But yeah, all of these airplanes are beautiful. I don't think I've flown this one because I definitely don't remember a 2022 Cessna 172 when I was a student there. 99040 is good, but it's 180 horsepower. This one is 160 horsepower. Oh, that's one tip for your check ride. Like, make sure that you're taking a lower powered airplane. It just makes your life easier. It makes your life easy during all the maneuvers. Rahul is asking, did you do a stall and spin recovery training in PPL? Yes, they make you do stall and spin recovery training in PPL, but you will not be asked to do that in so stall and spin, different things, right? So you will be asked to do a stall in check ride, right? Power on and power off stalls, but you will not be asked to do a spin recovery in private pilot check ride. That is something that you will do only for the instrument check ride. So yes, we do power on and power off stalls on the PPL, but spin recovery you can only do it with an instructor. Like, they can show you that this is how you do it, and you have to remember how to recover from a spin, which is, there's an acronym called PARE. Power, aileron, rudder, and then aileron. But you don't have to demonstrate it. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know they also have a flight simulator now, which I would never need. 250 annual fee. And just for your reference, something like this, right? Something like Piper Archer. I really want to fly this Archer, but whenever you fly a new aircraft, like, even though I can legally fly this thing, I wouldn't just go in and fly this solo, because I haven't flown a low wing aircraft in my life. So I would rather fly with an instructor first for at least a couple of times until I feel like I'm proficient on a low wing and a different avionics based aircraft, and then I would fly solo and take someone with me. I would still not take someone with me. I'd probably fly solo for a while and then take someone with me. Even right now, when I go to fly with someone, with my friend or anyone, so I would first go solo, do a couple of patterns, and then take them with me, because I want to feel out how the winds are, and all of that. Because it's not worth risking anyone's life for this. That's just how I feel. But yeah, enough of that. Really good weather to fly today, both in Columbus and in Greenwood. But here we are in the sim. Rahul is asking, do they let you land in your first discovery flight? Yes, if they feel that you are proficient, which they will. When you take off and when you're doing your maneuvers and stuff, they'll know how much control you have of the airplane. Like, trust me, people get into the airplane and then they have they literally have no clue of what's going on. So the instructor will know that that's the case, and they will take over. But if you're showing that you're proficient, and if you're showing that you're able to maintain your steep turns and you're able to do stalls relatively well, like not within the limits of what PPL tests are assigned within, but at least it's your first time and you're able to control it, they'll let you land. He'll just have his hand on the controls in case you freeze up or something at the end. but he'll let you land. Honestly, it's not that difficult to land a Cessna 172. I did it when I flew for the first time in Texas. It is difficult to land when you when you include other factors in. So there's different things, right? One is you just land in an uncontrolled airfield without any weather, like without any winds or any kind of crazy weather. But then as you start factoring in all the different external factors into the equation, that's when it becomes difficult to land. Like, okay, now you have traffic, and then you have weather, and then you have ATC communication going on, and then all of that together makes it difficult. So that's why when I make a flight plan for real world flying, I usually consider everything. I always consider everything, including weather, what are the other factors, who is flying with you, how is the demeanor of the person who is flying with you, is that going to make you stressed, and how will that impact your flying and aeronautical decision making, because all of these small things factor in and can lead to an accident, right? So Rahul is saying landing a 172 for the first time versus landing the Phoenix after flying the PMDG, which is hard. landing the Phoenix after flying the PMDG for sure. Like, there is no argument there. Definitely harder. Yeah, I remember when I used to fly with you 3 or 4 flights in PMDG, and then when I switched to the Phoenix, it used to be really tough to not float. It's interesting, now I don't have any landing photos, landing videos on here. Maybe I deleted them because of space. Let me log into Instagram and see if I have any. Go and save it. Okay, I think I have one. Let's download this one. Can I? Okay, we are at equal time point and our descent is roughly 60 miles away. So let's start reviewing what we're going to do at NZAA. Let's first look at the winds. How are the winds looking like at NZAA? 010 at 17 knots. Moazali says where we fly. Are you asking where we are flying? We are flying from Wellington to Auckland. NZWN to NZAA. So yeah, 010 17. 23 left. Graph. Approach. Okay, let's look at our arrival first. Flight plan. Arrival. So we're going for Dave 7C. this in our flight plan. So our first waypoint for the arrival is Dave. So we are coming in from here and bottom 8000. Wait, what? Huh. Osaku is our second waypoint where we should be 130. I forgot what the bottom line is. Is it like below 8000 or I think it's above 8000. Yeah, it's 8000 or above, 5000 or above, 5000 or above, and 3000 or above. Okay, so that is good. And then Elbop as next is our last waypoint at 7794. Okay, that's still 3000 and above, and we're going for 23 left. Joining at MHRAG, I believe. Yes. So at MHRAG we need to be at 3000. Let's enter that in. Actually, you know what? Let's be at let's be at 3000 at SNAX. Okay, 3000 at MHRAG. I think that's fine. 3000 at MHRAG is fine. I'll just put this in as 3000 constraint, which is already there. So that's fine. And the rest, so which is the next one? This one. So we'll capture our localizer somewhere in between here. 23 feet runway elevation, 109.9231. So it's 109.9231, so that's correct. And minimum's going to be 200. So we're going for ILS DME. Then we can put in the weather information. We can actually remove the discontinuity because we know the flight plan now and we don't have ATC, so it's not like we're going to be vectored in or something. So we can just directly go from SNAX to MHRAG. It'll be a U-turn, I believe. We can review that real quick here. Yep, it's a full U-turn and then capture at Oreso. Looks good. Company message, probably some delay or something. Okay, let's fill in the rest of the information here. Are we close to tower descent? Yeah, 20 miles. I'm gonna put in 3000 here because that's where we are planning to capture the localizer. And then for weather, we have 010 Saturday knots, TSRA, so thunderstorm rain, and then also baby rain. That's how we decode BR, baby rain, like mist. Scattered, broken. It's going to be some weather. Okay. 1009. Temperature 16. Same as ZWN, and then 01070. That should be it. Landing speed 133, approach speed 138. I'm gonna start the descent a little early. Look at those clouds. By the way, I saw that Rex is going to release some kind of post-processing software. So that'll be nice to have, because right now I'm using Reshade and it looks really good. But it'll be nice to have something native and something which has a good UI and everything to set up your post-processing. Because now we'll have three options. We'll have NVIDIA filters, we'll have this thing, Reshade, and we'll have this Rex simulation software. I'm gonna pull that up real quick. This one, Atmos, transform your flight sim experience. So you'll be able to change a lot of stuff actually. So that's before and that's after. It seems like it's doing exactly what we do with Reshade and with NVIDIA filters, but I'm hoping that with this we'll have a lot more control. So it seems like you can change sky colors, add really scattering, altered environment coloring, corrected cloud lighting and ozone and all of that. So looks really good to me. Definitely going to buy this. Going to be a tough weather to land in. Look at that meta report. And it's not getting any better. Visibility is going to drop. Rain is going to continue. Winds are going to get even worse. Visibility is 2900 meters. What? We got pretty good engagement today on stream from Moiz and Rahul. I was expecting that this would just change into like a recorded video anyway, because that's how I used to stream, is instead of recording video and then post-processing it myself, putting it in DaVinci Resolve and all of that, I can just stream and that gets converted into a full video. So this was pretty good. This was a lot of fun. Going over some real world flying experiences and all of that. So I really appreciate Moiz and Rahul jumping in. What is the transition altitude today? Again 130 here. Okay. And altimeter is 1009. Quite a long arrival here. I'm going to go get some coconut water and be right back while we are descending here. Alright, I'm back. I've been addicted to this coconut water, the Vita Coco. You guys might have seen it in Walmart and Kroger's and places. It's a blue Vita Coco bottle. It's amazing. So good. That and sparkling water. I don't remember drinking real water in last couple of days. Been just drinking sparkling water and coconut water. Hey, time to turn the seatbelt signs on and no smoking sign. It's definitely going to get bumpy as we go down into the deep here. change the stream bitrate from 25,000 to 20,000. So I'm hoping that we'll have less dropped frames, because I was seeing that there was a lot of dropped frames going on. Still trying to figure out the right settings, because OBS has updated quite a bit since I last used it. For streaming, I mean. For recording, I've been using it for a while. I saw 18,000 feet and I was like, oops, we need to change the altimeter, but no, not here. We need to change it at 13,000 feet, so we can chill until then and have some coconut water. Man, what a nice long weekend. What a nice long weekend. I'm probably going to fly all 3 days this time. Same time, 10:30, 11, something like that. Let's do some landing calculations. Apply the meta report, 23 left. We have rain, so it's going to be poor condition. Or well, at least medium poor. And then landing weight today is going to be 150. 150,000. Ooh, okay. Okay. Medium brakes, max. Medium brakes. Max reversers. Guess what? We're gonna have to slam it down. Interesting. How does the runway condition change? Okay. By the way, why are we exactly landing in tailwind? Why can't we just go the other way? Let me look at the airport chart here. Because we have 13 knots of tailwind and 11 knots of crosswind. Definitely sounds like we need to change our decision here. 23 left. Yeah, we need to go 05 right. We're going to change our runway. Definitely need to go 05 right. Let's do that. Before that, let me verify real quick if I was actually correct. Yes, it is straight up tailwinds. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. 05 right. Triangle ILS 05 right. And then star are we going to take? Dave 7, and there's no Dave 7C here. Which is fine. Dave 7B. Just go direct to whatever this winds is. Temporary insert. Select left first. And go here. Temporary insert. Now we need to go 1009 here, and then let's do temporary insert, and then let's go direct to winds, direct to insert. Okay, plan changed. back on track, a little bit above the profile, but we can give it some more drag and be on the profile right at winds here. That's an example of aeronautical decision making. I saw during my landing calculations that we were facing strong tailwinds on 23 left, which is why we were going off the runway, right? 13 knots of tailwinds is quite a bit. Now if we go medium to poor, we'll still be fine. 2 knots of tailwind and 11 knots of crosswind. Well, the meta report just changed. You guys saw why I did it. You guys saw it. And now I guess it doesn't matter anymore because the winds just changed. So much for good aeronautical decision making. We slow down too much. Okay, back on track. In fact, we're lower now. That's one thing I love about A321 is it can get slow really fast. Let's... Hey, what? Okay. Let's verify our frequencies and everything again. 11030051. So go to Navigraph, approach 05, right? 110.3 and 051. Yes, that's correct. 200 is still okay for our minimums, and 3000 is our go around altitude. Let's keep it on this page. Get the ILS annunciators enabled, and let's make sure we have the latest weather in here. .1009 is still good, temperature is still good, and 010 at 17. I think this is not updated because if I go here, arrival performance, apply meta report, then it tells me it's 310 at 11. So that's what I'm going to use. I guess we are going a little blind on this today because we don't know what meta is correct. Or I can just look it up. I can actually just look it up. Let's look it up. 310 at 11. So yeah, the performance calculation is refreshing the meta correctly, but this thing is not. I believe this thing is just when we took off. Meta report when we took off. There we go in the clouds. Look at that. I wish there was wing fade effect. Let's not get too distracted here because we are close. It's detecting glide slope and it's also detecting a localize. Let's watch it one more time. Look at that. That is some think we can go flaps 1 here. Flaps 1. Speed brakes on. Auto brakes to medium. In case we float, you know, we don't want to keep it to low. I think we can stop even with low auto brakes. But in case we try to butter the landing and float at the end, don't want to end up in a situation. Okay, we can enable localizing mode here. Should capture the localizer. There it is. And now we are in decel mode. I don't know why it did that. And looks like we can. Oh no. Not that. Glide slope is captured as well. That was a little bit messy. Look at that. And 3000 is set.
2,500.
Flaps 2. And gear down. There's the runway. Flaps 3. And we can just go flaps 4 at this point. Let's turn off the GPWS, glide slope and terrain. Landing lights on, I forgot about that, sorry. Everything is good. Where are we at? 1500 feet? Okay. Yeah, I don't want to disable autopilot today until we get to at least close to our minimums, maybe like 500 or something. Cabin is ready and we are ready to land. So we need to take a left after we land.
$1,000.
$800, I think I can. The winds are changing. Look at that. 15 knots of crosswind.
$500. $400. $100 above. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, retard. 5.
Come Come back, come back. Oh my god. There's the reversers. Already needed. Pretty decent. Not bad, I would say. I've done a lot worse landings on the Airbuses before, so I'll take that. Not bad at all. Still a floater. I have this twist action joystick, so I couldn't control the couldn't control the center line once we landed, so those things were there, but I'll take that. Not a bad landing. Let's turn off the landing lights. Let's turn on the APU. Turn off the runway, turn off lights, so that we are not blinding folks at the gates. Decent landing. I'm happy with that one. I was worried about absolutely killing it, completely killing the stream by a terrible landing, but that was not the case. It went just fine. Flaps are fully up, everything is good. Right, let's go to the gate and we can end this. The challenge is, let's see if we can park this right. That's what I'm aiming for now, to end this stream well. No cheating though, no going into the outside view and all. Let's go slow. Maintain center line. See if that's where we need to stop, or A321. I think that's where we need to stop. Okay. Going really slow. Make sure we make this. Is it going to show us on this thing? No, right? It might. Oh yeah, it will. Nice. That's pretty good. I love that. 7 meters. Never followed this before. Is it telling me to go to the left, or what is it? 2, 1, 0. Stop. Nice. Okay, APU is on. We can turn on APU bleed so that the air conditioning system doesn't turn off. And now we can turn off the engine. So let's turn off engine 1 first. And we can turn off engine 2. So now the power has shifted to APU, and you can probably look at that from here. Yeah, so you see Gen 1 and Gen 2 are off, and APU Gen is basically providing power to the main bus. Neat. And we can also request deboarding. That should connect the jetway, will it, or will it not? Might have to do that here. Yep, there we go. Alright guys, while we deboard, I thank all of you for tuning into the stream, and especially to Moiz and Rahul for keeping it interactive and giving me some topics to talk about, because otherwise you'd have just made this into a video. But thanks to both of them for doing that, and I will see you guys on the next video. I am working on this reshade profile, which is what you're seeing right now, but I don't know if I'll ever release it now, because Rex has already released a statement that they are going to release this software which will change the way your sim looks completely anyway. So there's no point of really doing reshade anymore, and yeah, we'll definitely do a video on that, and a video on anything that is new in flight simming and that entices me. The parking was actually pretty good, a little bit on the front, I would say, of that line, but not bad. That's why it was telling me to go to the left, because my wheels were just a little bit to the right. Okay, but I'll take it. Anyway, had a lot of fun. Great flight today, and I'll probably fly tomorrow as well. So I'll see you guys in the next stream or on the next video. Thank you all for tuning in. If you're watching this after the stream has already ended, have a great long weekend and have a great time ahead. Spend some time with your family and friends while you can. So I'll see you guys.